for what it's worth, I know, not much. Here in ascending order of preference is who I'd like to see win it. Loading England. Sorry, and it's nothing to do with republicanism, but it's just somehow also been drilled into me. There is something that is pleasing to the soul in seeing England go down in flames in a sporting contest. Most exquisite is when it is against Australia in the Ashes or a rugby test, but even when they're playing others, it works. Not while our ass points to the ground can we ever support England. The only exception was when Captain Arthur Phillip won the Pacific Regatta against Le Perouse back in 1788, and that was only because we wanted to get off the damn boat quicker. Russia. No. If you saw Sarah Ferguson's series on Four Corners last month, it looks like they bloody well did collude to get Trump elected as president, and there can be no forgiveness for them as a nation, for the next 50 years or so. Down with Russia. Politically incorrect. Did Russia really help Trump? Fitz can't support that. Photo, uploading Brazil. Yes, they're the only South Americans to win on European soil, but these blokes are too strutting and haughty for mine. I suppose that's understandable, given they've already won the World Cup 5 times, but surely that's enough for a while. A Brazil win in the World Cup is like seeing Serena Williams win Wimbledon, Queensland win the State of Origin, and Greg Norman display narcissism that would kill a brown dog. Fine, but it's what mostly happens. It's only really news when it doesn't happen. Belgium. Nah, too dull. Belgium is not born to win World Cups, they're built to run bureaucracies like the European Union. They're France without the flair, and not even Eden Hazard, Romelu Lukaku and Kevin De Bruyne can quite lift them from that. He wrote, self-consciously, reeling off names he actually has no clue about, only noting what splendid names they are. Besides, they've already had a great victory this tournament, when they came back from 2-0 down against Japan to win with the last kick of the game. That will warm the cockles of the Belgian souls for years to come, and that's enough. Too easy. Brazilian star Neymar hits the deck. Photo, app France. A tiny bit, maybe. They've already won the World Cup once when they hosted in 1998. They could have won again, but Zinedine Zidane didn't use his head. And they have too many prima donnas like Paul Pogba and Antoine Griezmann who play dead after even a tiny tap on their ankle, or score goals in charge of the camera. Rivalry. This is what it meant to Pat Cash when Australia beat Sweden in the Davis Cup in 1983. Photo, Fairfax, Sweden. Yes, okay. Our sporting rivalry with them has mostly been confined to tennis. We had some ding-dong battles in the 80s with 2 epic Davis Cup finals, which we won, though they returned serve with Pat Cash losing successive 5-set Aussie Open finals to Stefan Edberg and Mats Wilander. Still, they've done well to date, beating South Korea and being within seconds of beating the Germans. They rebounded well to defeat Mexico, and they play a good attacking game. Ultimately, though, it'd be like seeing a Volvo win at Le Mans, wouldn't it? It'd be against nature. Win, lose or draw, it would at least be something to see the crowd take the chant of Irish fans in 2016 after Ireland beat Sweden in the European Championships. Everyone sang, in good-hearted fashion with the Irish, to the massive male Swedish fans, "Go home, to your sexy wives, go home, to your sexy wives, go home." Personal favorites, Ivan Rakitich's Croatia could make a country and one columnist very pleased. Photo, a Uruguay. How wonderful it would be to see underdogs like them get up for South America while leaving the likes of Argentina and Brazil in their wake. And they play pretty well. In this tournament to date, they've beaten Portugal in the round of 16 and swept their group containing Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Russia, raw. But, as they were the ones who knocked us out in 2002, points for go-ability have to be deducted on that count, leaving us with Croatia. Yes, they're the ones. The Croats were in a tricky group but paid to that when they hammered Argentina, following which they eked out a penalty shootout win against the Danes. They're the giant killers, I tell you. And their victory against all odds would not only be the great sports story of our time but would please the enormous Croatian-Australian community who, in soccer terms, have not had heaps to cheer for in recent times beyond Mark Vidica. And I can't help but think of what happened when Goran Ivanisevic beat Pat Rafter at Wimbledon in 2001. We were disappointed at our Pat losing, but when you saw the sheer joy of the Croatians when Ivanisevic got back to Zagreb and brandished the trophy to the crowd, it was hard to begrudge them that. We would have been happy for a Wimbledon win, but not that happy. If Croatia were to win, what a triumph, what joy, what a great story, at Peter Fitz.